Good morning, everybody. I'm Stefanos Aspiotis, Head of Commercial Strategy in Stoiximan. Later on, I will be sharing more things about who we are, but before that, I would like to make a note for all the presentations that we saw yesterday. Very interesting, very engaging. So congratulations to all the speakers. Connect seems to be a top-class event. I'm very excited and truly honored to be here. So, mostly we will be discussing about basketball. The presentation is no time for timeouts. So, during a basketball game, many things go wrong. Sometimes players make turnovers. Sometimes the momentum shifts from one team to another. However, there's a magic solution: timeout. A moment for the players to breathe, a chance to realign on the targets, focus and concentrate on the next play. However, in the real world, there are no timeouts. Actually, in the real world, the game never stops. We have technology which moves faster and faster. We have competition pressure, customer expectations, shorter cycles. Everything around us is in shorter cycles. And of course, innovation does not stop to let us catch up. I've been in iGaming for almost 4 years. Those that are in iGaming know very well that it seems that we are always on a fast break. iGaming is a deadline-driven sector. The events are there. You cannot extend the deadlines. And compared to basketball, when we have 24 seconds, in iGaming, that window of reaction shrinks significantly. Customer intent changes in real time. We need speed and precision in every play, and play after play. So, if I could have one characteristic to define iGaming, it's speed. And the speed limit is gone in iGaming. A few years ago, when Optimove team introduced the concept, the movement of positionless marketers, that wasn't a surprise. Because technology, software, unlimited tools, everything is there. Modern marketers have all the tools in their hands. And within CRM, we don't have roles anymore. We don't have silos. So CRM is not defined by the roles, it's defined by impact. And taking consideration that we need the speed, the one who takes the shot first, most likely, is the one who wins. Pini Yakwel, the CEO of Optimove, I think it was in this stage a few years back where he put it in a well-structured frame: strategy, analysis, execution, automation with no limitations in one frame. And within the teams, everybody contributes. It's just like basketball. And in basketball, no one says that rebound is not my job. So, considering the pace of our world, the speed of the industry, but this is not limited to iGaming industry. This refers to all industry, all sectors. Positionless is not a trend anymore. It's not a theory. Positionless is a necessity. Pini Yakwel also, he used a very, that's the second reference I'm using for Pini, from Pini's legendary basketball presentations. He used a very accurate example to give some characteristic about positioners. Giannis Antetokounmpo. Our Giannis. I'm saying our Giannis because Giannis, besides the fact that he's Greek, he's also our CSR ambassador. So a few things about Giannis NBA champion, 2-time MVP. He scores, he passes, he blocks, he runs the fast break like a guard. He dominates in the court. Literally, he's everywhere in the court. But the most significant characteristic about Giannis is that he refused to fit into a single role. And he proved during his 12-year career in NBA is that doing many things in the court is not a physical gift, it's a competitive advantage. We're very proud in Stoiximan because Giannis Antetokounmpo is our CSR ambassador. He's our inspiration to win a game that never stops. His mindset is our manual, how we operate. And one important thing about Giannis is that he's humble, but at the same time, he's hungry. So Giannis stands for all of our values. We team, we care, and we win. Few things about Stoiximan. Stoiximan founded back in 2012. Over the last years, more than 1 million customers have enjoyed our services. We're part of All-Win Group. We have significant impact in society with many CSR initiatives. And we lead the Greek iGaming sector with a market share that stands for more than 50%. So, I'm going to describe a few things about our challenges that we have during last year. First, acceleration that lead to complexity. Few things about our CRM infrastructure. We have a daily TL that runs very good, I would say, an excellent tech stack with an integration with our bonus platform. State of the art, I would say. That's the first layer. The second layer is that we follow the customer lifecycle stages model with Optimove. We start building the model 6 years ago. And the challenge and the issue is that we scale very fast. We built an automation that now we run more than 70% of our campaigns through the lifecycle journeys. And the problem is that when we wanted to make a change in the journey, the team was struggling to make the changes. So to every change that we have in an offer, a new release, a slight change in the product, it took us from 1 week to months in order to make these changes. So that was the first thing. And of course, how fast we scale introduced a complexity to us. And of course, customers evolve faster. That's number one. 2, the Generation Z shot clock. Young audiences seem to judge the brands very quickly with the same speed that they scroll in their news feeds. So you have a limited time to impress these audiences, only in 4 seconds. So insights that we have from the market show that in this audience, we scored low relevance to our communications. And to these audiences, there's no second chance. Anyone familiar with the 6-7 trend? 6-7, 6-7? Okay. There's one interpretation about 6-7 which says that for young audience, almost everything around them is 6 or 7. They are not impressed easily. But we don't want that in Stoiximan. We don't want it to be a 6 or a 7. We want to be a 9. We want to be a 10. So we had to rebuild from the scratch a total makeover to our customer lifecycle journeys. Slow data. That's my favorite. We have 2 issues with the data. First, CRM teams wanted more data and more data because they wanted to increase the relevance, increase personalization. That's the first issue. So we wanted more data in the platform. We wanted more attributes. But as I said before, it was difficult for us to embed easily new data to the daily ETL. It took us from 1 week to several weeks to do that. That was the first. And the second is that our operation was that when we had a customer inside, we had to ask a report to the data team. So data team started working on this case. They produced the report, we asked for approval, and then we started the execution. CRM waited the data team. Waiting. How many of you now are waiting for a data team to produce a report? Okay, few hands. So the real issue is that the customer moment was gone. And to make a basketball metaphor, while we were setting up a play, the opponent scored in transition. We'll return back to that. 4, we had a great initiative with our rebranding because we are a well-established organization in the Greek market, but after many years, our old identity couldn't support our future vision. So the challenge for the CRM was that we have to replace all of our digital assets in all of our communication. It was a huge project, more than 500 visuals. So back in 2025, we were like this. We were trying to make a shot, and we have all the hands of the opponents in the air. Our plan. So we start from something that most organizations have faced, the leadership teams. We build or we buy, the big dilemma. It seems to be a crossroad, but sometimes it's not. Building something in-house can give you full control. However, outsourcing gives you scale, and you could be faster using an outsourced solution. So, however, control without speed is an illusion, and we didn't want that. We want no compromise. We wanted both worlds. We wanted absolute control with the maximum possible speed. So, our model, we adapted the model, internal expertise with external excellence. So, first thing, our starting five, our people, the ones, we empower the ones who know our customers better. That was the first thing. The second thing, we gave them the commercial targets and the ownership through all the lifecycle journeys. And third, they were owners in each lifecycle stage. They needed which are the commercial targets and what were their objectives. So we eliminate hesitation and at the same time increase our speed. Breaking the waterfall, the data waterfall. No more waiting. So the good thing when you have, let's say, a good platform, a big platform like Optimove, is that there's not only one thing, if you want, there's not only one solution. So we take advantage, we bypass the slow process, embedding more data in the daily TL, and we inject directly data or attributes in the platform. So that helps us a lot. And so teams can further develop personalization, be more relevant to our communications. And of course, we created dashboards for the CRM teams. So in order not to having interruption and ask the data team. So everything in one motion, everything in one play. What was the objective of the data team? Data team's objective, although controversial, was that we didn't want no dependency in the data team. This was very important. Now, our bench. Because even superstars need support, So we needed a strong bench. That's where Optimove comes in. We use all the services of Optimove offers. We try to utilize these services from the professional services, strategic, data analysis, in order to analyze all of our journeys, mass activation services, marketing activation services, in order to execute the new design, all our journeys. So to us, Optimove was not a simple vendor, was a teammate, not just a software, but an optimization engine. This is what I call a total system of performance, which enable us to go further. So, what we did with Optimove, we have a really good synergy between our team and Optimove team. As I said before, strategic analysis, rebuild everything from the scratch, but with a smarter way. We made smarter presentation. So in order to be able in the future to make more easily changes and adjustments, a total new orchestration, refreshing our content based on our objectives, new visuals, new tonality. Every move was intentional. And of course, everything was under a project management framework, which worked really well, still works. So that's what I call sustainable scalability, because we are able to scale, but with a more sustainable way. Efficiency. We didn't increase our headcount. We increased our agility, our optimization power, because we have the same team. However, we do have a strong bench. We produced more output and faster execution. It's like the snowball effect. As a snowball goes down a hill, it becomes bigger and bigger. So it started with an increase, an uplift in our open rates. Then we see uplift in CTR. Eventually, we see our conversion, with an uplift in conversion. So that's operational excellence. Few slides more. Our partnership model, Stoiximan and Optimove. Technology, people and culture, the hybrid model. Strategy matters, of course. Strategy always matters. Technology matters too. Technology is the enabler. However, execution is the one who differentiates your performance and wins championships. So that's scalable, and that's what we succeed. But the biggest win, I can say that was in culture. It wasn't in metrics. Marketers think like analysts. Our analysts think like growth drivers. Are we there? Of course we are not there. Job's not done. Because positionless mindset is not an end state. So, this is my final remark. Execution is the important thing and should be above everything. Because in iGaming, it never ends. The next match is always starting. The next player is already logged in. And we have to move faster for our customers. So, no positions, no timeouts, no speed limits. Thank you.